she's performing there. And he said, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by performing? And she said, well, you remember when your sister used to sing around the house and everything? She says, well, she's a singer. She's really a singer, and she's performing with James Brown. And he was just like, oh my God, he could not believe it.
I step out on faith and I gave my notice. And I'm crying, y'all, because I gave my heart and my soul on that job. Because that was my passion. And sometimes our passion is really not our calling. It's just a passion.
When they say when it rains, it pours. It poured, but I didn't realize that the pour was on purpose. The pour was actually moving stuff out the way, moving people out of my path that didn't belong in my circle anymore.
Yes, Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. And he looked at me, he was like, this little girl, how old is she?
He said, this little girl can sing. Look,
This little girl can sing.
Yeah.
Queen, this is your girl, Minister Nakita Davis, the proud CEO and founder of Jesus Coffee and Prayer Christian Publishing House, the #1 Christian publishing house in the land. And I'm excited for another episode of Success Leaves Clues. I got my girl in the building, Shanese Carr. How are you, beautiful?
Wonderful, blessed. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, love the hair, fabulousness just all over you. Come on, Queen. Tell the queens. Yep. Oh, absolutely, Queen. You look beautiful. Tell the queens a little bit more about you. Where are you from? What do you do? What's your business? How do you serve them in this season?
Okay. Well, my name is Shanese Carr. I am from Raleigh, North Carolina. I own Elegance Enterprises, which is a business development company, and ETE Enterprises, which is also a travel agency. And I help people capture their insights and their visions and evolve gracefully while doing so. And I've been able to do so by listening to my spirit and listening to God lead me through all of the trials and tribulations and, just life, listening to people, telling your visions to people. And I help people get out of their own head and get out of their own way and really take their passions and gifts and make a legacy out of it, no matter where they are on their journey.
Love it, Queen. So you are definitely after the heart of the very queen who is watching this. Many of the women, international, all over the globe, all over the US, they are entrepreneurs or they aspire to be entrepreneurs if they're watching this. So tell us, how did you get into that field? What was the shift in your life that said, this is what I want to do and now?
Well, I had a lot of things that I did corporate America, and I worked, of course, paycheck to paycheck, but I did have some mentors on side that said, you have more within you, you're meant for more. And I really prayed about it. And I started Elegance Enterprises in 2015 in order to continue my mother's legacy. My mother had a company by the name of Essence of Elegance, and she would do fashion shows for the National Black Child Development Institute, UNCF, and other things of that nature. So I wanted to do something to finish what she started before she passed, but put my own twist on it for my children. And I lost my daughter in 2015, later that year. And it was very, very heart-wrenching, honestly. I had questioned my faith at that point in time because I didn't understand why I had to figure out how to bury my 9-year-old for being in the after-school program. I was actually working and just starting my business on the side. And they gave me a week to mourn my child and figure out, how to lay her body to rest. And everyone was coming at me with different things, and I just needed to take a break from everything spiritually, mentally, and physically and emotionally. I did, and I actually went and spoke with my pastor, and he told me, he said, you have a very giving heart, but in order for you to help people the way that you need to, God is going to put you through some things so you can relate to people and truly, truly help people. And then he pointed me to the story of Job. So I was like, I don't want to be Job. My name starts with an S. I don't want to be Job. And he said, well, it doesn't matter what you want to be. It matters how God wants to use you. So I took the pain, and I'm still taking the pain from that, and I'm using that to help other people capture their insights. I don't have to worry about placing kids in an after-school program. I can spend more time with the kids. I can now travel the world with the kids and show them certain things which I was not able to before. And I created something that I didn't have access to in one-stop shop. I had to learn here, learn there. I had different mentors, but there wasn't one place that I could go to and get all of the nurturing that I really needed to evolve mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and also financially. So I decided to create it with God's help.
Queen, first of all, definitely condolences for your daughter. It doesn't matter how long, right? That's always going to be with you. But I am still glad about how God chose to use you in that season and in this season, because it hits different when you can speak to someone from a level of compassion, because you've actually walked a mile in their shoes. A lot of people have difficulty understanding the difference between being sympathetic and being empathetic. Sympathetic is, I see what's happening to you, and kind of they're praying for you, they're loving on you, but it's different when you've gone through. And if you can come out on the other side winning, shining, not one but two growing and glowing businesses, and still honoring your mom's legacy, and still honoring your daughter's legacy, and still being all that God has caused you to be, what excuse do I have? Hello, Queen. Watching this, yeah, I'm talking to you, whoever you are watching this. I want you to understand that sometimes, and I know nobody wants to be Job. Golly, nobody wants to be Job. And if you don't know Job, get in your word, look up the book of Job. He went through some things, right, where he had to be tested in the spirit. And guess what? If we're on this journey and we consider ourselves to be a child of God, we want to see, everybody wants to reign with God. Nobody wants to suffer. You got to go through. The word says the good will suffer with the bad, and we don't want it, but you got to be ready for it. You got to have the ability to have long suffering and still service God and still lift him up. Like, that's the real test. Now, how it will come, we don't know. You never know. But just being in alignment with him, he'll show you that there is a silver lining, and your baby is still with you, your mom is still with you in the spirit, and you're honoring them by moving forward. And I won't beat this horse, but the best way to honor for those who may have lost people during COVID-19 or for any other reason, right? The best way to honor those who have gone on to glory is to keep living, is to keep shining, is to keep growing, is to keep glowing. Like, they're happy because they love you in that. So you are a living witness of that. So God bless you, Queen. I love it. So talk to us a little bit about how, you said, okay, everything took place. Now it's time for the rubber to meet the road. What did that look like for you to start that business? Speaking to my queens who are like, this is a crazy year, but I know there's greater in me. What do I need to do to get started to start my business?
Well, first things first, you have to be passionate about whatever it is that you choose. If you choose to serve, you have to be passionate about serving. And then pull everything out of your head, no matter what it is, and write it down. Write it down. You have to look past the adversities that you're going through, the struggles that you're going through, tune out everybody around you that is speaking negatively to you, because when you are on the path that God set you on, negativity comes from everywhere to deter you from your path. But keep in mind, those adversities are going to be stepping stones that teach you a lesson to help you help somebody else. So your testimony is to help somebody else. Always remember that. When you're wanting to start, you first off, you know, you want to make sure that you choose something that suits you. So you have to make sure that you choose a business that suits you. You also have to make sure that you choose a theme, a slogan, something that suits you and the message that you would like to leave and the impact that you would like to have on others. And you also have to figure out who you're talking to. I chose an audience of different various entrepreneurs, and I have more than one avatar, which is an ideal person that I'm speaking to because of the different situations that I have been in personally and how I wish someone could be there for me. When it comes to starting a business, especially in the middle of a pandemic, I would always say think outside of the box. You do not have to follow somebody else's blueprint. You do not have to follow somebody else's model or things of that nature. You have to do something that is unique to you and add your twist to it. Always continue to learn and evolve and innovate, because that's what's going to set you apart from everyone else, and be genuine in who you are. And your tribe will come to you. God will send you who you're meant to help.
So good, Queen. I love that. Evolve, learn, and elevate. Look, you've got to do those things. And like she said, your tribe will find you. You don't have to chase. It's such an amazing feeling when you can go from, because when you're starting off, you feel like you're chasing. Well, I want people to be my client. Well, let me chase. Will you? You know, and when it finally hits and you're operating in the spirit and what God has called you to do, you go from being the chaser to being chased, meaning you're attracting your tribe. They see it. They see you. They smell you. They feel you. They feeling you. And so they are connecting with you when you're putting it out. You know, it's almost like we just had what the tournament just ended, the championship. Shout out LeBron. Don't know if you're with that or not. I don't know who like the Lakers. Okay, but I digress, Queens. But I say that to say, you know, when they get in a rhythm, I used to play basketball back in the day as a kid, and when you're in your rhythm, and it seems like everything you're throwing up lands in the basket. It don't matter. It could be a Hail Mary across the court, and it's in there. You're like, whoa. You want to get into your rhythm, and you can get into your rhythm with your tribe by authentically being you, by continuously learning and growing and evolving and doing all of the things that she just mentioned to you. So that's so important, that level of authenticity, for you to be able to grow in this season and even in the next, and get you some help. She talked about mentors. I hope y'all picking up these clues, because she talked about mentors. Peel that back a little bit more. When you think about the people that God strategically put in your path to help you get here, what does that look like? And how was that supportive in you getting to this place?
Oh my gosh. It is overwhelming, but it's overwhelming in a joyful way. I have been blessed no matter what I may have been going through. Just like when you have so many things that are overwhelming and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't take this anymore. All of a sudden you get people out of nowhere that may not necessarily want to be one of your clients, but they open a door or an opportunity and say, hey, I saw this, or I heard this about something that you did. And all of a sudden you have all these doors open for you to let you know you're going in the right path. That's why I said it's very important to stay focused and be authentic in who you are. Because not only do you drive your clientele or the people that you're supposed to serve to you, but you also bring people to you that are able to help you build the foundation that you want to build and that you're meant to build to serve so many others. And it is a wonderful feeling that cannot be described. I'm so grateful. I cannot describe it, but you will feel it one day. You will feel that one day when you like I said, I've been through, that's just one major thing that I've shared, but we all have trials and tribulations that we deal with. But when you get to a point to where you say, okay, God, I don't know what to do at this point. Can you guide me where I need to go? Can you send me who I need to learn from? Can you send me who I need to help? And it starts happening when you least expect it, out of nowhere. You know that there truly is somebody listening to you. Whatever your spiritual belief is, you know that somebody's listening to you, and those doors are open as long as you stay focused and true to yourself.
Come on, the ram in the bush, see it every day, you know, it will take place and it will manifest. So perfect. So let's talk a little bit about your second business, because I mean, you just out here just popping them out. I mean, you know, pop them out. But so you do the travel industry, that's your business as well. So talk a little bit about how you decided to elevate and to add that to your arsenal of your empire.
Well, I was actually contacted by one of my friends from high school who had a travel agency program that she had joined, and she pretty much sent me some information on it, and I, was like, eh. And then I talked to her, and it was a pain point. My daughter that had passed away, I had promised her that I would take her to Vegas one day to see the Jabberwockies, because she was a dance fanatic. She loved dancing. And I promised her I would take her, and I did not get a chance to do that. So when I saw how I would be able to show my kids the world and do so many different things and show the world to my grandchildren as well and leave that to them, I decided to implement it not only for my kids, but also to help business owners as well when it comes to building workshops and events and different things around their business, to help make it more affordable for their guests so that they can come to the workshops. Now with COVID, we've pushed some things off, but we have been able to do some things that are a little bit smaller. And of course, a lot of things are going virtual, but we do have a lot of people that are doing cruises, private yachts, and they're doing workshops, teaching people, having a good time, seeing the world, but at the same time getting the nurturing that they need in that particular industry for that business owner's niche.
I love that. What I hear you saying and everything that you're saying, and I hope y'all picking this up too, is I hear a lot of what you do is based on legacy, almost like passing the baton. And I love that, love that, love that. Whether you have children or not, listening to me, Queens, your legacy, yes, you've got children, that's your legacy, but it's even deeper than that. It's the blueprint, it's the footprint, it's the just that whole the ideology, the thought process of being able to take your children and other people to take their children around the world. Because when you travel, and I'm living witness to that, I've been blessed to travel all over the country and international too, and it opens your mind to the possibilities. It
Yes.
opens your mind to see different people. I remember the first time I went to France, to Paris, and the lady that was there was African American behind the hostess desk. And my husband and I was like, this is going to sound horrible. There are Black people in Paris. This is not horrible. Forgive me for my ignorance, because that's what it was at that time when we went. And I knew I wanted to go when I was a child. When I first had an opportunity to take a foreign language, everybody else wanted to take Spanish. I wanted to take French. So I took French all through grade school and high school and in college too. So I can read it better than I can speak it. Don't get me to starting. But the point is, it's the possibilities. So just being introduced to the possibilities, and now my daughter and my son. And so I hear you to say legacy, that's your biggest clue to success. What are you doing that's going to create an impact? What are you doing, desiring to do that's going to create a legacy for your children if you have it, outside of your children, whether you have it or not? And so I hear you saying that with the legacy of your mom, the legacy of your baby girl, with the legacy of just your empire that's growing. And it's such a beautiful thing, because when you build a legacy, it's so selfless, because that means there's going to be sacrifices that I'm going to make that I may not reap the fruits of that labor immediately, right? Now, I hope, I'm like, Lord, please let me reap a little bit while I'm here. Okay. But there may be some things that I put down foundationally, that you put down, Queen, foundationally, that you may not see the harvest, but your kids will, or the next generation will. So it's a very selfless act for you to say, I'm creating a legacy, because most people want it right now. It's like the commercials, my money and I want it now. You know?
Right.
Right. So I love that. So talk to me about how, are you thinking of doing anything with young entrepreneurs or young travel agents? Because I don't know why I'm hearing that in my spirit, for you, or in the future, to where maybe you can cultivate something for the future. I'm just putting it out there.
So I'm actually working on a couple of things. I'm going to add some things under the umbrella of Elegance Enterprises. One of them is called Evolve Capture, because the slogan is Evolve with Grace and Capture Your Insight. And I can help people business-wise, but I don't know everything. If I'm going to truly help somebody evolve, I need to provide a platform that is going to help them evolve in all areas of their life, whether that's physically, spiritually, mentally, professionally, emotionally, financially, even sexually. I need to provide these platforms to help people as a whole, because wealth is more than just money. So we are working on Evolve Capture radio show, which will air on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, for anyone to listen to give them tips and clues. And I'll be interviewing people on there to help out as well. And I also have Evolve Capture magazine, which will go out on a monthly basis. It's a 2-in-1 magazine. So the front portion of the magazine will be about services and products that can help people evolve in their life. And the capture section, it will help people execute when they're ready to live in their life. In the meantime, those are pieces of a puzzle. My response to society and everything that's going on is something called Kings and Queens of Elegance. So this is where business owners and entrepreneurs are able to meet with consumers via webinars or through different Zoom meetings, through different events that are held for a membership fee that will allow people to have a one-stop shop for whatever they would need help with in their life, and actually have access to someone that they can relate to and connect with, instead of feeling like they're a file on somebody's desk. And one of the things we are doing is an event yearly that will go from HBCU to HBCU. The first event is scheduled for, it's a week actually, it's a Divine Extravaganza Week. It is called Divine Individual with a Vivacious Attitude. And it is from July 12th through July 19th of 2021. July 12th through the 15th will actually have, the 17th will actually have a cruise that will go from Tampa, Florida to the Grand Cayman Islands and Cozumel, Mexico. And then we will come back and we will fly to Delaware, and we have a historical mansion where we will have a semi-formal black and gold gala. And then the following day, we will have an extravaganza at Delaware State University in their student center. And our goal is to catch people while they are in college and give them these entrepreneurship skills, give them the knowledge, the tools that they need, because a lot of these things are not taught to us when we were young. I know I didn't learn about it. I didn't learn about credit and finances and entrepreneurship at all when I was in high school. So we want to catch the youth while they're young to help them get generational wealth, help them make sure that they're on the correct spiritual path for what suits them in all areas of their life. So we do have experts that are going to speak on that next year. So it's only God telling you to do something with the youth, because that's already in the making, Queen.
See, I'm telling you. Look, I just be, I tell my queens and those in connection with me, I pray for two things like clockwork: wisdom and discernment, and you can see that spirit. So it's just like, okay, yeah, I could definitely, I don't know what it is, I'm not a fortune teller, anything like that, or a clairvoyant. But I could definitely see that evolving. So love it. It sounds like that is going to be freaking amazing. If somebody wants to sponsor, if somebody wants to be one of the mentors What's the process? How can they get in contact or say, hey, whether I want to maybe sponsor somebody, or I want to be a mentor, or how can they get in contact to just be a part of that movement for what you got going on next year in July?
Well, you can go to evolve-capture.com. So that's E, V as in Victor, O, L, V as in Victor, E, hyphen, C as in cat, A as in apple, P as in Paul, T as in Tom, U as in umbrella, R as in Romeo, E as in Edward.com. You go to the events page, you will see some information there. And there's also a contact us page where you can either send us a chat or you can send us an email, or you can also reach out at 813-815-0028.
Perfect. And that's in, just for clarity, that is a US number, right? So they need to put the one in front of it, because I do know, no, that's okay. I just know that we've got queens predominantly in the US, but we definitely have a growing fan base, love base, queen tribe base, whatever base internationally as well. So I just want to make sure that they know, text data rate supply for you. So check your local listings. But
yes. Some international kings and queens that will be there at the extravaganza.
Okay, I love it. Look, isn't she so professional, y'all? I love it. Look, when you start E as an elephant, T as in tango. That's what I know, a fellow corporate queen, because honey, I was about that life, honey. So I completely, yes. L is in Lima. Okay. Yes, but I love it. A queen recognizes another queen. So love it. That sounds fantastic and exciting. I look forward to getting more information myself. So
yes.
We will definitely be in connection. So just kind of as we wrap up, first of all, let me say you are more than a conqueror. God has equipped you. He's called you. It's evident. You walk in that. I mean, you're just looking royal, period, right now. So I love that you're doing that, and it doesn't stay just with you. You're looking to expand the globe, and those who need the help, who want the nurturing in their business or whatever it is God has called them to do. And looking to give back with the youth, with the college students, because they're the next generation. And
right.
Folks with the travel too. So I just think it's fantastic. I love how my queens are multifaceted. They will not be put into a box. They can't. It just can't even happen. Okay. So I love that. So as we round it out, any final tips, any final clues to your success that you can give to a queen who says this year has been a struggle? This year, I thought I was going to lose my mind, but I'm here. I know I'm called to greater. What's that final tip, that clue, that encouragement that you can give that queen that's under the sound of your voice tonight?
I would say the clue is within yourself. The clue is within your life. I mean, years ago, when I thought about doing something, it didn't actually materialize until years later. So take the struggles, take the tribulations, take them, because you're going to get through. It's going to be perfectly fine. And you're going to look back and you're going to be able to help somebody else pull through. So the clues that you need are within you. They're within your spirit. They're within your heart. If you look over and take lessons instead of saying, woe is me, why me, think about what can you learn from that situation, and take that and use that as a tool to teach that to somebody else, because you have conquered and now you can.
Come on. I love that. You have conquered and now you can. Ooh, that's a slogan. Is it trademarked? I don't know. But you have conquered, now you can. I love it, queen. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so very much. I know you gave them the information for the Evolve event and tour and all of that. Just tell them how can they reach out to you? What's the website? What's the preferred social media contact? How can they find you? I know they're going to want to be in fellowship and in connection and use your services. So please tell them just holistically, how can they get you?
Sure. So the Evolve Capture website has everything. It does have everything there as well to get in contact for services. I have a page on Facebook for Elegance Enterprises, which is Elegance Enterprises. And then my name, of course, on Facebook is Shanese Carr, which is S is in Sam, H is in Harry, A is in Apple, N is in Nancy, E is in Edward, S is in Sam, E is in Edward. My last name is Carr, like a vehicle, but two R's.
Perfect. I know. Look, as soon as you said it, she was thinking to herself, "She's over here, like, S is it?" I can see it. I can see it. I don't want to make you self-conscious, but beautiful. Well, fantastic, Queen. Well, it's an honor, it's a privilege to have you here in your royalty, in your triumphing, and just being a part of this global scale of all the queens who have been on here sharing crazy, amazing tips and clues to success. And I've definitely been taking notes and writing down, and hey, I get to go back and watch it before y'all do. So I feel blessed in that. Thank you so much, Queen, for being here with me today, and I look forward to us connecting and collaborating in the future.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my testimony to help other people. I appreciate it. I really
Yes,
do.
ma'am. I absolutely do. Well, Queens, this is your girl, Minister Nakita Davis, the proud CEO and founder of Jesus Coffee and Prayer Christian Publishing House, the #1 Christian publishing house in the land. And you've just witnessed another amazing episode of Success Leaves Clues with my girl, Shanese Carr. She's blessed us today. I hope you got those nuggets. Reach out to her, email her, DM her, click on the contact us link, and just make sure you get in connection with this queen because she is going places. Won't you go with her? God bless. Until we see y'all next time. Bye.